Hello and welcome back to Foundry. In our last episode, we set up the second ore refining stage here of both xenoferrite and technum. This required us to crush the ore rubble that's being mined from those miners into actual ore. And the smelting of the ore is a little bit more efficient than the smelting of the rubble, so we're now getting a little bit more plates per raw ingredient than we were before, which is kind of good. It's half again more, so a full line of 8, which we had before of xenoferrite plates, was producing 160, which is exactly one red belt. And we had a couple of extra smelters over here that were producing a little bit more, just to kind of give us a little bit of a boost for all of what we needed over here. And now we're producing about a belt and a half. So we have the 2 belts here, forking to go to the different areas. This one's not using a half a belt even. It's only using 40, so a quarter of a belt. And so the rest of it is getting pushed this way, which is more than it can hold, but that's okay, because then we have a little bit of extra being made. We also did basically the same thing over there with technum, although we're only even pulling 1 belt off of that. So for now, we're totally not using that whole thing, but since we were setting it up, we figured we'd better set it up right. We also set up steel. And steel is not really used right now in what we've unlocked, but we have it ready to go. We're making 2 smelters worth of steel here. Right? 2 smelters worth of steel here. So 20 per minute we're capable of. And we are bringing in the correct items that we need, the correct ingredients that we need, because we have dedicated mining for the xenoferrite. And the ignium, we're kind of siphoning that off what's going into power, but that's fine because we're producing way more than we need for power anyway. And we're not really using it yet, although this pipe recipe we just unlocked may change that, and I guess I kind of wish I would have rotated these, but then again, if we pull this out onto a belt, they're probably going to come out here anyways, so it won't matter. Let's take a look at the one other thing in the crafting menu, and that is the Assembler Mark II. Assembler 2, which needs advanced machinery parts. I thought so. And those take the steel beams. So those we do, if we decide to make assemblers too, which I don't know that we will in this series, just because we're nearing the end of the demo, we would have to have those going, being made, or at least having the steel being used. But for right now, we don't really need them. If we do need them, we can make them later, though. Let's grab maybe just 1 stack of this. Oops, there we go. Although, can I put some of these back in there? No, you won't let me. Of course not. Alright, well, never mind then. So we have a little bit more than a stack of steel. What did I have in here? Oh, yeah, let's put that in there. That's fine. Because I don't want a stack of 4 in there in my inventory, because it's getting a little tight here. Although we could do some of the research. I want to go ahead and start maybe the inventory size here. That's kind of, though, 50. That's going to be quite expensive. Do we have any? No, we don't have any others. I don't really need crafting speed because I'm not really handcrafting all that much. So let's look at actually something that's more productive, because I think this will be the last episode. Even if we don't look at all of these things over here, and we don't look at the tier 2 belt stuff here, I think that we at least need to focus on some of the things in this middle section here. Because this is like character stuff, and this is like decorative stuff mixed with like the logistic containers and stuff like that. But I think we need to focus more on these things here. We have these few, which I think we're going to do this one, just ore scanner, mineral rock. And then we do have a few over here as well that are dependent upon having done the pipes and then the high voltage energy grid, which will actually get us to presumably things like solar, which was the high voltage grid before, or maybe not. I'm not sure, actually, if we actually have solar panels or not, because, well, actually, are they here? No, boilers and steam turbines. So yeah, this is a bit different than the previous version was. I actually don't know that I've seen other solar panels way down here. So yeah, you don't actually need solar until the end of the game, whereas in the previous version it was way up here, and I don't even think we had these big burners that we have here at all in the other version that are just burning raw ignium. Instead, I think we went straight to solar, which solar is a little bit of a hassle to set up. So it's kind of good that they've pushed it toward the end of the game a little bit, so you can decide if you want to use it rather than kind of being forced to use it. But back on this, we're just about done with this research, and then we can look at more. But we're almost to the end. And I want to look at piping a little bit. I want to see what piping actually takes as far as ingredients. Steel beams. Look at that. I guessed and I was right. The plumber tool as well. We can talk about that. And then, you know, we're nearing the end, so I think this will end up being the end, even if we don't get to these ancillary bits over here. That'll be fine. So let's make a few pipes. Crafting menu. Pipes are made. Wait, I saw them. They're here. Pipes are here. Let's just make a few, because we can't actually use them yet. We don't have anything that's liquid. But I want to at least talk about them a little bit and talk about how they work. We're going to need at least one of those to demonstrate probably with, and then we'll also need a plumber's tool, which I think is going to fill my inventory up, which won't end well for me. Let's drop some more stuff off here, like maybe some explosives. Nope. Some explosives in there. Perfect timing on that. What else can I offload? A little bit of these biomass generators. We don't need them anymore. We've got big burners now. And then I have a red pack for some reason. Let's drop that off into research over here, because I don't want it. You don't want it. You can have it. There you go. Have a red pack. Okay, so pipes. Pipes work more or less the same as belts. We have you place them down. Learn about pipes and liquids. You place them down kind of similar to the way that the belts work, except that they can be placed, they can be connected in all different ways. You can do something like this. No, you have to have a connector for that. How do we do the connector? I don't remember. Let's see. That wasn't this. This is an intake. This, and then you do mode. There we go. So right click, just like you'd right click on as you're placing other things like ramps, for example. Right click and you can do a 6-way intersection. So basically a full-on junction there. So you can have pipes going vertical as well as horizontal in both directions. You can do a 4-way intersection, which is just the 4-way, and then you can rotate it using R to rotate this way and T to rotate this way, and then H to rotate this way. So you got 3 rotations here depending on which axis you're rotating on. 4-way junctions, 3-way junctions / T intersections, corners, and then the straight pipe that we started with. So you can easily make a T-junction here like that, and then you might want to go into a 6-way for some crazed reason like this, and then maybe you want to go vertical, so we'll do like a T, T? There we are. And of course, doing the wrong rotations enough times will eventually get you there because of the way it works. And then we could do, actually let's do it this way. We could do a vertical pipe up to something, or we could go through a hole in the floor down to another thing and make whatever pipes we wanted. That research finished. That was, I forgot what that was that we were doing. We were doing, the next scanner one. So let's do the high voltage energy grid next. And that'll unlock some other new things that we can play with. The other piece related, another piece related to pipes is the pipe intake. And this connects to a pipe inlet, like an inlet on a machine, but it's got to be a pipe inlet. These are all belt inlets. But inlets that have a, let's see. Inlets on machines that have that take liquids will have one of these, will have a slot for these. And you just connect it just like you connect a loader. It's basically a loader for pipes, and then you can connect pipes to it. Again, I'm not exactly sure how it works in this version because it's different than it was in the last version, but as soon as we get a building that will take a pipe, we can do that. And then finally there's the plumber, the plumber's helper here, the plunger. And what this does is this allows you to remove fluids from a pipe network. And so we're aimed at a pipe, and we're holding left mouse button to flush the content, and I think it does it for the whole pipe network with left, and then you can choose, single pipe and then pipe segment here, depending on which section or which setting you've chosen. Let's do Control F and remove these pipes, because we don't need pipes right now. We just need to do, we just need to keep with belts for the moment. So we'll do that. Did I make 20? I only have 19 now. I lost one somehow. I don't know how. It's up in the air. I have no idea what happened to it. So that's that, but that's pipes. Let's look at that ore scanner again and see what else we can find. Technum, we know about that. We know about ignium. We know about xenoferrite. What's this other one we just unlocked? G for... I don't know what G stands for. Mineral rock. Unlock scanning for mineral rock, a versatile mineral-rich rock that can be used for many different appliances. I think you mean applications there. So maybe we have to go up on top of one of the mountains. Oh, there it is. There's one right there. Okay, let's go see what that is. That's going to be in there a little bit. We're going to have to dig down to get to that. Good thing we got some explosives. Because, Lucy, you got some exploding to do. Yep, we're going to have a blast with this one. We'll just kind of push our way in here. Let's go to the scanner again. Down. Okay. Well, we're almost there. Actually, I think we are there. Is that the stuff? That is the stuff right there already. Let's kind of flush around it a little bit. So we'll go like there, and there, and there. Over here somewhere. And you can't hurt yourself, because there's no health bar here. But, I don't know, some weird self-preservation instinct tells me to not stand in the explosives for some reason. I don't know what that is. I say we should blame Asimov. But yeah, that's. I mean, we don't have to dig the whole node out, but that's basically a node. Now we gotta get myself back out of here. Up there somewhere? There you are. That might be enough. Maybe not. There we go. I picked it up, in case you were wondering what that was. Take one of these out like that. There we go. Okay, so we have, but I don't know what this stuff is used for. That's what I should have done while we were here. Mineral rocks. This might be the concrete. Someone mentioned in the comments that there's a concrete recipe that we don't have yet. But I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. So unless we just smelt the mineral rocks into concrete, I don't know. We could easily set up a smelter. We have a few laying around here. So let's see if I can do that. This. No, it won't smelt. What about crushing? Do I have... Also, let's clear this one. Clear some of these, because we're not going to place these frequently enough. I should have done this a long time ago, actually. Let's do that. No, let's do that, and then do this. Smelters are pretty common, but even them, even assemblers, I don't think I need a hotkey for them. I just come into the menu and do it. We're going to need to make some room, though, in our inventory. So let's go back over to our little box and put some more stuff in it. Words. Words, Wally, words. How about this pipe stuff, since we... Oopsie. Since we don't have a goal for it yet anyway, or use for it yet, let's put the rest of the pipe stuff in there, although this dirt can go in there with the rest of the dirt as well. And then we can make a crusher. I also didn't see... I was trying to look through this a little bit before we started to see what else there might be as far as... Oh, concrete production. It's right there, Wally. Okay, so we may just not have this yet. We need to unlock it. So there is this. Because this is actually a recipe and there's nothing there. So we'll see if the mineral rocks yield concrete. I'm suspecting they will, given the fact that, well, it's next in line here. And then we can do that. And then incinerator, which is the last thing in that part of the tree. High voltage energy grid is half done. Unfortunately, there's not anything else for us to set up. We could expand things, but there's nothing new to set up. And until we have something new to set up, I don't really see the purpose in expanding a bunch of stuff, I don't think. For whatever reason, these seem like they're running slower than they should be. But they do say 2 per minute. So, and they do have plenty of supplies. So I don't know why they wouldn't be working properly. And that's all the blue signs we're making too. Is these two at 2 per minute. You can't really see it there. Let's get over here maybe. That's better. 2 per minute. So I guess I can't go in there either. Dang it! I just screwed that up. It's weird you can't cancel that. It's kind of... Oh, don't do that either. Give me some of that back. That's fine. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, Wally. Leave it alone. But yeah, we're making 2 per minute times 2 machines in both, but these, I guess, probably had some stock in them from before as we were, making different things and expanding different things. Whereas the reds are the exact speed that we are possibly able to produce it. And right now we are researching at a rate of 4 every 20 seconds, or capable of 4 every 20 seconds. So really, that was too many research servers. I probably should have kept it at 2, because it's too many. The screen says we're only running 2 of them, so we're only getting the speed value of 2 of them anyway. So that was I guess it was kind of pointless to add more unless we were going to make more science. Which, again, like I said, we could do. We could expand to make more science. These take 24 per minute, so we're producing plenty of those. We could handle 5 science machines with that. And then these take 12 per minute, and we are making... Let's see what side I can get on here. 40. So we could handle about 3 with that. So we'd have to make more belts in order to go to 4, say. But we'd also would need more stuff over here, too. We'd need more technum rods and then more xenoferrite plates coming from these machinery parts. And more machinery parts because one of these is scaled to 2 of those. So we would still need to have another one of these, which means 40 more xenoferrite plates per minute, which we could handle. We actually have that capacity right now. And then these would also then need another 32, because there's 2 of them when we want to double it, more technum rods, which we have also, because we're really only using technum rods for that and a little bit right here. Well, I mean 48, but 32 and 48 right now is only 80, so 32 more would still be perfectly fine. I think these stop here, right? Yeah, these stop here. So we could expand it. It's mostly xenoferrite, and we'd have to scale this up a little bit. I think this production up a little bit. We'd have to double this. So it's just a little bit perhaps out of reach with what we have built right now, but we could do it without too much more effort if we wanted to. I just thought that talking about that would filibuster long enough to make sure that this got done, but sadly, no, it has not. It would be kind of nice to have had enough research ready to go, though. So we could just do a bunch of these back to back to back to back. This will be something we can spend a little bit of time on, and then we can get into that, which will unlock some of these as well, it looks like, because it looks like it's linked there. Yeah, we need it for mining efficiency, I guess. And, but not for the power poles, maybe or maybe not for the pumps. Where are we at with power? Using about half, because they're going to be used evenly. And yeah, so we're using about half. And over here, ooh, don't need that. Pick that up. And that one's not even getting used unless this one is used too much, so. And this one's barely getting used. It's only yielding 40, and that's not because it's got that poor of a yield. It's because we're not using that much. And this one's just not using any. Because we're not using that many technum rods as we just talked about, so that makes logical sense. And I still wonder if I can just go ahead and tear that down. I guess I probably could if I wanted to, but at this point I'm just going to build over and around it, and we'll be fine. 94% on the high voltage energy. Oh, I think I know where that pipe went. Right there. That's where the pipe went. The intake needs a pipe. Makes sense. We also, someone joked, I think in the chat in the last episode, that I should mine a hole down And they suggested that I straight down, because they suggested that I do that because at some point in the previous version, there were ribbons of ore running at different heights underground, and we were wondering if those ribbons of ore are still there or not. So that would be an obvious way to verify that. Yes, we unlocked the things now. So let's take a look at what the power stuff has to do. I think what this is primarily for is to transfer power from one foundation area to another. And so we could have used that instead of connecting the foundations between these two. We could potentially use it now to just connect that one up instead of having its own burner up there. But let's also unlock this cement, concrete, gravel, casting machine production here. 40 packs times 30 seconds per, 40 of each times 30 seconds per. So this will be a little bit of time, but that'll give me time to actually look at the power stuff. So that's going to be in, where? Was it back there and I missed it? Probably. Yes, here it is. Power poles. Make 5 of those. Transformers, I'm just going to make like maybe 2 of them. Steam turbines and boilers. Let's take a look at what those might do as well. Wait, did we just unlock those? I think we did. I think that was what we just unlocked. And then power lines, transformers, boilers. Yeah, steam turbines. Okay. Might be a different kind of power production then, too. Power lines are here, and you need those, obviously, to connect two power entities together. So we have power poles. These provide power on a high voltage grid. So let's say, again, we wanted to run power up there. We could do that like this. And so this is not connected. This does not get power naturally from the foundation that it's setting on. It could just be set so that it was getting the power from, so it has to get its power from another way. And I didn't want to do that. Or I thought there was a way to connect these together. Maybe I use the power cables for that, and they're stuck in the queue. Oh, they're stuck behind stuff where that's full too. That's full too. Oh, there's a spot for you. Or 2, actually, because you did the thing with the thing. We're going to have to put those down first, though, I think. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Boiler. Inputs water, outputs steam. I mean, that makes logical sense. That's what a boiler would do, but to what end? I don't know. Let's do... Well, hey, we can look at the database page. Boilers and turbines. Boilers and turbines can be used to create power more efficiently, but requires a more complex setup. First, you need a pipe intake at a water source. Oh, that's new. To draw in water. As a second step, the water needs to be moved to the boiler, which will convert it into steam as soon as it is applied with burnable items. Finally, the steam goes to the turbine, which generates high voltage power. So we need to find water before too long. Maybe we can find some water. And then maybe we can use that in the steam generator to... Well, this is a desert. That's probably the wrong direction to find water. Probably the wrong direction. Let's go over here to where we had some green. It looked like it was blasted out over there. Well, it looks weird. Why does that look weird? Oh, I know why it looks weird. It's the way that their shading works. Okay. Let's go up here again where we kind of were up here mining trees before. And see if there's any water over here. Also, is there anything on the map that tells me... Oh, there's where there's water. There's a lake over here. So this is where we blasted out the mineral rock. Here's our landing location. There's a xenoferrite. So there's a lake over here that we might be able to take advantage of. Ah, right there. So we could do a couple things here. It's not much of a lake. It's not very big. Oh, that's a small one. Okay, there's a bigger one over here. We could do that over here. I wonder if water in this game is finite or not. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger of a lake. So we might want to put a foundation over here. And if we do, we're going to probably have to take these out. This is a good use of our time. This is much better than standing around. Let's do this, and let's put a foundation down here. Enough for that boiler that I left over there. That's fine, we'll go get it. And then we need to have those pipes, which you also left over there. And we'll build the boiler and the other thing here, and then we can run power poles back. Let's see about the power poles first. So those can come from, say, here, just for lack of anywhere else to put them. And then we can go from here. Okay, that auto places the power pole. That's what I was remembering. Too far, too far, too far. These are not very long distancey, so we're going to want to, you know, keep doing this. And so by using the wire, it automatically will place the pole at that point, whereas using the pole does not automatically place the wire. So we're kind of daisy chaining these, which is logical. Something you'd want to do to daisy chain these, and we're going to run out of power poles. No, not enough inventory. Okay, let's go with more of them. Are we still connected? No, we're not. Okay, so let's connect again with the wire. Although we're going to run out of wire too pretty soon. Am I going in the right direction? Yeah, more or less. Here. I only made 5 wire. Did I make more than that? There? Apparently we're not using any wire. Even though we have it. That might be a bug. I'm not going to complain at this point, but that might be a bug in the usage, because I would assume that by running a wire between these two, that it would actually use that. I guess I went a little too far. Is that north? That is north. That's okay. We'll head back more due east now. And then the power poles again, because I'm making 5 at a time. I don't want a bunch. For arbitrary reasons that probably don't make any sense. Oh, I also need to connect that up again. There we go. But yeah, I'm suspecting that's a bug, that it's not using the wire as I try to build with it. Because I would think that it should. Although I just ran out, so maybe I did make more than 5. There's 5 more. Oh. It's more than 5 that I made. I made 10. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. You? It's using it then. Never mind. Never mind. Ignore the guy on the internet. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's do one more here. And then we might not need one up on the foundation, because we have a transformer. And the transformer allows you to transfer power from the high voltage grid to the low voltage grid, and vice versa. Or maybe only from the high voltage to the low voltage. That might actually be the case. So let's connect that up to there. And now you are connected to an offline high voltage grid, because there's nothing on it. Transforming to the low voltage grid. And let's go grab that other stuff, including the pipe. We might need more of it, but grab what we've got, including you. We'll take all this stuff over there by the lake. Oh, no space. Auto sort. Okay, there we go. Although I'm going to make some room, because we don't have any room for this stuff either. Then, can I just, like, swap that? Yes. I think I'm going to still need this pipe intake, so we need to put that someplace. Oh, auto sort. How'd I get a pipe back? Something's weird. I'm going to assume that I'm not going to need the plunger, and so we're going to go with what we have in our hands here. And I made the other thing, right? Not the boiler, but the steam turbine. There it is. All right. Might need to make more pipes, so the pipes are just steel and xenoferrite, I think, right? Just steel. Okay, even better. And we'll just kind of hop over here and go back to our spot by the lake over here. Maybe I should have grabbed some more foundation, too, because these might be too big for this. Might be. And the little arrow spots there are the pipe intakes and possible outputs, I guess. So the pipe intake and output means that I probably want to put it like this. Possible water I/O. Oh, so you can daisy chain them together. Clever. All right, and then this is the steam output, because this one also is a water I/O over here. Can I show it to you? Or did I do something? I did it dumb, so I can't really show it to you. You can see right there, input, output, water, thanks to the tooltip. And then the steam turbine. So this will generate how much water? Outputs 30,000 liters of steam per minute. How much steam do you consume? It doesn't say. Maybe it'll say when we build it then. Let's see what it says. Holy crap, that's a big one. I don't know where your inputs are, but we're going to need more foundations. I can tell you that right now. Alright, more foundations. Back we go. Back we go. And concrete production's nearly done. Maybe we'll have another episode after this one. Luckily we have a bunch of these saved up right here. Oh, let's see. Auto sort. Let's do the 200 that will fill that slot plus 200 more over there. G. That's what I want. G. So we just did concrete production, which is this one. That leaves the incinerator, the tank. That would be a water tank or a fluid tank. And then also mining efficiency demo. Power poles that are wall mounted and pumps. Actually, do we need the pumps for this project that we're working on right now? I don't see a pump in the picture. So I'm going to operate under the assumption we don't need it, but we are going to need fuel here, though, to burn, which I didn't plan for. Alright, well, what are you going to do? Put those mineral rocks in there for right now, too. Let's grab... That's not good enough. It's nowhere near good enough. Not that this is going to be either. But we'll get some of this at least to hold. So that we can have a little bit in our inventory. 100, that should be plenty. Okay, let's go see if we can finish building this now. Excuse me, coming through, excuse me, coming through. Oh, we need to set a new research too. So I think, you know, let's play with the incinerator too. That sounds like a good time. So I don't know how this connects either. I have to drill this out. Dang it. Oh, not enough space either. Well, that's great. Let's do as best we can. And then see how this connects, because I'm not even sure how this connects to its neighbor here. That's how it connects right there. Red input. Can you just plug it in, like directly connect it? Or do we need to use a pipe? Can I just do that? Here's the panel. No grid connection. Right, I have to connect it to power grid. So let's do the power line. Like that. So these have to be connected to the high voltage grid. To the power line grid, not to just the floor grid. The floor is completely useless here. And you're missing fuel. I have fuel. You took the wrong kind. You maniac. This kind. There you go. Not that the biomass would be a problem, but still, you maniac. Let's make as many of these pipes as we can work here. T? Yeah. No, I want to do it H now. Yeah, right there. Let's come out. And let's see where we want to go here. I'm thinking out to sea just a little bit. You're in this line. It's the ugliest pipe ever. Let's do like this. And then an elbow. H. There we go. Gotta find it. And then we'll go back to the straight pipe. there, and I think I want to do an R. There we are. Go up a bit, and we're going to be running out of these pretty soon. T, there we are. That's the end of the road there. Let's do some more pipes. Excellent. And you're going to be a pain. So let's do the elbow here. Got to find the right elbow again. And then a straight pipe here. And then do that one. So that the windows are all on the same side. That's why I was doing the specific rotation. So I did this pipe laying flat. I'm hoping that that means that it'll slurp it in there. Which doesn't look like it because it's not running. Input is 1,200 liters per minute of water. Output is 30,000 liters per minute of steam. Requires 1,000 kilojoules per second of energy. Okay. I don't know what that means. You're missing fuel, but your fuel is steam. Any fuel of type turbine without residual. Okay. So in theory, this should be working. It could be that there's no draw on the grid, because this has plenty of power on its own local grid, but I don't know that that's actually the case. Because there's not... I don't know how the... Oh wait, V, that's what I want. Pipe empty. Yeah, so it's not actually sucking in water. Let's go back to F1 and take a look at this again. Let's try putting a pipe in between these two. Big. Right there. And then a pipe. There we are. No great connection. Right. You, here, to there. Unless this isn't deep enough, which is a possibility. We could run it deeper into the water just to see. Right click, there we go. So let's do an elbow here. And then we can do the straight pipe there. Come out here into the deep a little bit. And then let's do the elbow. Wrong button. Still wrong buttons. Still wrong buttons. There we are. I can never figure out which way to rotate those the first 3 times that I try to do it. And if we come down a little bit more, does that help any? Or is it just the fact that we don't have any sort of power grid, so it's not... Wish I had something easier to put on the grid here. I kind of... Actually, you know what? I kind of do. Let's come back. I have an idea. Somewhat of an idea, although... I don't know how much this is going to work either. If I put down this other transformer here, that makes this particular platform also able to connect to the low voltage grid. Because right now, what's on it is just that, which is just high voltage grid, so it's not really connected power-wise, and then this doesn't actually need electricity. So this is saying that the grid is offline because there's no consumers here. We do have some consumer-type items, like an assembler, for example, that I could wedge in here someplace. And it says no power, which is what I was afraid of. So we're not getting power out of this high-voltage grid for some reason. Or out of this turbine setup for some reason, but I don't know specifically what the problem is. Pipe intake at a water source to draw in water. We've got that. Water needs to be moved to the boiler, which will convert it into steam as soon as it is supplied with burnable items. I think we're doing that. I don't see a pump here in this line. We don't have this, but I've fed it in manually. And then steam goes to the turbine, which generates the high voltage power. So are we still not deep enough here? Is that the issue? Make some more pipes. I mean, I can keep going deeper, but eventually we're gonna, you know, run out of deep. Sinking. Let's do another corner here. Again. Nope. T. There we are. Let's go this way again. And then this one. There we are. Out here into this next deeper area. I'm just kind of also hoping to see blue in those pipes, in those windows. Again, unless we need to use a pump, but it's not showing us. What is that? Just dirt. Okay. It just had a weird decoration to it. It's not showing us a pump, but it's also showing this as a solid end, which makes me nervous. You know what we need? I bet you we need a pipe intake on the end of that pipe. That might be what we need. Let's see what that does. I totally forgot about the pipe intake. I was probably getting yelled at about that. So do you go like this? How do you work? That's not really connected. I'm not sure how this even works. Now that I'm looking at it. Is that how it works? And then what do I do with the pipe? Does the pipe go... That's physically not connected. I'm a little mystified. I also don't see that in their little picture here. It looks like the pipe bend is straight into the thing. So I'm not sure what the pipe intake actually does either. I mean, it looks like this is all I need. Looks like. Unless... Oh, you know what I bet? I bet you I'm an idiot. Also, I bet you the pipe intake goes here. Let's just put it down here. It's like an intake for water. That would be an obvious thing. There it is. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Control F this. Come all the way over here someplace. And then all the way down to there someplace. And I missed. Doggone it. You. That's what the pipe intake's for. Now we know. It is the actual intake for the suction for the boiler. So now the boiler is, excuse me, coming through. Pulling in 800, 900, probably up to the 1200 liters per minute. It's outputting 500 steam. So you must only take 500 steam. So I bet you that would have worked connected butt to butt. But one of these can feed, if that's only 500 steam, then one of these can take many, can feed many boilers, or many steam turbines. So that's a definite possibility, but this is generating 5 megawatts capacity. It's outputting 1. Oh, you know what? It's overriding this grid. This grid is not burning anymore. It is only using the steam turbine power source. So all the power we were consuming here on this grid is now getting used from here instead of from here. And that's kind of the way you want it, because you want to have your high voltage grid be your feeding grid and not have these low voltage things for a long time. Which also means, actually, can transformers do both directions? I wonder. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But you may be able to still use the burners on one grid and then transfer the power down to the other. But this is really what you want to do. You want to transfer the power from a high voltage grid. So we're kind of doing this a little bit as kind of a growing thing as we unlock more technologies and whatnot. We started out with the little burners burning the biomass. And then we figured out that we could, have a burner that burned ignium, which is a little bit more efficient and is automated, which is really good. And then we figured out that we can, burn that ignium instead to boil water, which is even more efficient, and so on and so forth. So we're kind of, growing a little bit here in our development of these technologies. So we unlocked concrete. We need to set up concrete yet. We also need to look at this incinerator. I think we'll unlock these other ones as well over here at least. But we could also potentially do the tank. But I think we'll do pumps first just to see how that works. And I think we will do one more episode. So that'll be a few days away. I have other things, of course, that I want to have returned to my channel in addition to this. So come back for this in a few more days, or of course come to the other stuff as it happens throughout the coming days. And we'll take a look at concrete, incinerators, and the other things as we can. I think I may do a little bit offline just to unlock some of these things, or at least build up some of the red and blue sciences in a buffer. That way we can pound through them when we're here working. But we'll see how that works out for that next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all then. Bye for now.